Ladies and gentlemen, how do?
Hello and welcome to Mondo Street Social Club. Today I have the great honour of introducing my friend Tommy Taylor. Tommy is the Yorkshire powerhouse for music. I'll let Tommy give you his full CV. But yeah, over to you, Tommy. Welcome.
All right, Phil. Thanks for having us.
Hey, no worries.
It's a pleasure. Powerhouse. That's a bit of a. I haven't been a powerhouse for a couple of years, to be honest. But recording wise, I am. So we'll get into that.
Yeah. I think the powerhouse references how much work you do in promoting music, not just in Yorkshire, but you know, everywhere, and what you do for the community with music as well. So just let everybody know who you are, what you're about.
Yeah, my name's Tommy. Well, we'll go back to the beginning, to be honest. I was 14. I started DJing. I was the first person in the school to get a pair of turntables, which was cool,
Nice.
So I was into my basically I was into like hip hop and turntablism back then. It was like the skateboarding era, Phil, sort of thing,
Yeah.
So I got into that, put a load of parties on at the school and up in fields and on the beach and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And so that's where my love for playing out and playing came from. And then that evolved into the when the rave era came, and we went into the warehouses and all that. We won't go too heavy into that later. But
can you remember most of it though?
Well, I hate to say the cliche word of like a rebel in yourself or whatever, but it was going in them warehouses and running away from the police and that skateboarding and it was all. So I think them days sort of set me up for who I am today.
Okay.
And then I picked up a guitar pretty late. I was 25 years old, to be honest.
Wow.
And I learned for a year. And I was 23. And then I learned for a year.
Yeah.
First song I learned was Batman, and then it was Knocking on Heaven's Door, and we were away. So Bob Dylan was a big influence on me. So I cut my teeth in the folk clubs. And I joined a rock band, and played with them for 15 years.
Wow.
And we were on the bike scene a lot in Yorkshire and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I got a degree in music during that time. Always interested in the recording process, and I got a degree in sound for film because I like the visual aspect of music as well.
Yeah.
And that took me up to now, really.
Right.
And we'll get into the last 3 years because they're quite weird for me. So
yeah, because we met 2019, somewhere around about there, and you were doing a lot of live work at that time, and then the pandemic came along, didn't it? And kind of scuppered a lot of that for you.
It did, and I don't know if it put into perspective. I mean, everybody went live, didn't they, and all that, and everybody was online, chasing the same thing. And I mean, I delved into the country scene. I love country music. You see, it's the original punk music in my eyes, and I was just like, I didn't know the scene, to be honest, Phil. So I went into this scene, and I thought it was still like 1996, and you put your music on radio, and and all this sort of thing. And it was old school, but God, it were. And I did well in the scene, but I got like a manager, and they were putting me into these awards and all that. And I just felt really sick inside, Phil, if you know what I mean. It was just like totally not me,
Yeah.
So that's what the pandemic did in them eyes. I mean, I was rising up before and it was going all right, but definitely the pandemic put it in perspective what I was doing wrong as well.
Was there an element of them wanting you to be an artist that maybe you weren't naturally, or
Yes,
yeah,
yes,
right,
yeah,
okay. So
yeah,
they were trying to corporatize you, make you into a commodity.
yeah. Maybe they were. Maybe they just knew what the world was like. I
Right.
didn't, and I didn't like that world, you know.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And yeah, it was like, right, you need to do this. You need a video for your song, and then you need to do this. And I thought, well, that's how you do it. I don't know, you know. And I was
Mm,
doing it, and I did it for 2 years, and not being like horrible, but it sort of made you a bit like mentally shit with yourself.
yeah,
You know what I
yeah,
mean? Like,
yeah,
you know,
yeah,
and like I say, going back to my stories that was said at the beginning, it was just like the God, that isn't me. You know, I can't stand it. I won't even put. Well, we'll get into you know.
yeah.
So yeah,
It's funny because that with that element of success came the disappointment of the success wasn't how you wanted to achieve it.
no, I didn't want that success anyway. I don't want an
Yeah,
award. I don't want
yeah,
I don't want likes or streams or
mm,
anything. You
yeah,
know, and it was trying to find a place in that world for me to sit, and I still don't know if I've found it, to be honest, Phil.
right.
Really, but I've taken everything, I've stripped everything back, and I've got an idea for this album, which we'll get into, and I think
Okay,
that'll
yeah,
sit properly with
yeah.
me and who wants to listen. You know,
Right, okay. Because you've got your own studio.
I have, yeah.
Yeah, what's that studio called again?
It's called Rebel Audio.
Rebel Audio.
Yeah,
Okay, and
yeah.
you actually do recording and producing for other artists
I
as well.
do. Yeah, I've just
Yeah,
finished an EP for a band in America, in
nice.
Oregon,
Yeah,
and they're producing that with a guy from the 90s and 80s band Slaughter.
Slaughter. Yeah.
So
Oh,
yeah, so yeah, I'm busy like doing little bits, and
yeah.
so I've done their studio demo to take into the guy, you know, from Slaughter and
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah,
And
yeah,
so yeah, and that was my latest work. But yeah, I've had a few number ones and all that
yeah.
bullshit, and yeah. So yeah, I'm busy doing little bits, and
Yeah. But so do you think after that couple of years where it wasn't really fulfilling you, do you think
mm,
you've found a direction now? Because I've noticed over the past 12 months, your output musically has gone up like tenfold
yeah,
compared to a couple of years ago. So is that part of your expression of finding who you want to be?
absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
That's all it is. Like a certain song would be like, because I'm an engineer at heart as well, as you
Yeah.
know, and one song might be just be to work on a compression of a snare
Hmm.
or the reverb tail in a
Yeah.
thing, and
Yeah.
I'd use a song to learn that
Hmm.
or to perfect it.
Yeah.
And I always have an idea because I like visual music, and a lot of stuff is like revolved around 8 bars, 12 bars of
Yeah.
like a motif or an idea or a
Hmm.
sample.
Yeah.
Because I bring samples in because that's from my hip hop days,
Yeah.
DJing and film and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
yeah, so everything I put out is just like, right, find who you are, go back to who you were, you know,
Hmm.
why do you enjoy this music,
Yeah. Yeah.
and what I'm going to do now, we'll talk about incorporates absolutely everything, and
Yeah,
that's
because that's one thing that you spent that 2 years focusing mainly on country music,
yeah, yeah,
and you spent the last 12 months producing music in multiple genres.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
almost as if you've gone as it comes out.
Fuck you as well,
That's how
basically.
it will
Yeah,
be. Yeah, 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 and it sounds a lot more relaxed to me when I listen to it. I think, oh,
mm,
that's a Tommy song, as
yes,
opposed to in inverted commas a Tommy song. Where
yeah.
there's been
It
some
just felt like
outside influence.
yeah, I felt like right. I've got to write a country song. I've got to do
Yeah,
the cliche turnaround at the end of the chorus or
yeah,
whatever.
key change.
Yeah, and that's fair enough and that, but it was like this. Even on the second song, I thought I can't fucking do this shit. It's
Yeah,
like
yeah,
so. It was like basically right. I'm stopping it. I'm ending it,
yeah,
and I want the people to forget about me now for 8 months.
yeah, yeah.
That's you know. So yeah, I've been putting a lot out, but now I'm going pretty dark for 8 months. So, but I'm very very busy in here. You know,
Yeah.
I'm putting at least 5 hours a night into this album now.
Wow,
So,
that's really good.
yeah.
And is there a theme or anything you can talk about for the new album?
The theme is it's so cliche. We're proper weirdos as musicians. Fucking hell.
You
But
said
it's
it, mate,
like,
not me.
right, I'll tell you the idea of the album, and it's pretty like, I don't know, grim. But I want like a legacy of who
Okay.
I have been since 15 years old to now,
Yeah.
and I don't want that legacy to be left online. I want
Okay.
it to be like a photo album, like my kids' kids will
Mhm.
look at that's what their great granddad did,
Yeah.
or that, you know, and they can hear me and they can see, right, yeah, he scratched, he DJ'd, he mixed, he sang, he produced, you know, he was into film.
Yeah.
And I've got like a Polaroid camera. I take clips of what I'm doing and I chuck them in a suitcase in the corner of the studio.
Mhm.
And that's building up. I have a journal. I put that in the suitcase. So every like before I'd post online, I
Mhm.
don't. I put it in
Right.
a suitcase.
Yeah. Get
So
you.
in 12 months' time, that'll become part of the record sleeve,
Yeah.
everything, you know.
Yeah.
And I just want to put it all out at once and go,
That's
there you go. You know, that's the idea of the album. So yeah, just me on wax, as you'd say, and
Yeah. It's a lovely idea though, going another cliche term, old school,
yeah,
but removing that digital element where there's all that pressure. You know, you put something up and just give me a load of likes and a load of
yeah,
shares, but you're keeping it in an analog format,
yeah,
um, which is far more tangible. And you when you touch that photograph, that'll no doubt bring back a
yeah,
sound or a
yeah,
smell. Yeah,
yeah. That's
yeah,
it.
yeah.
It means so much more than 3 likes, Phil. I
Oh yeah,
want musicians to like get back to that in a way. I really do. You know, they're so
yeah.
like. I do honestly think the social media takes over their art in a lot of way. I do. You
Yeah,
know.
yeah. I think well, it doesn't take a lot to see the influence of that. You know, if you've ever been on
Mm,
TikTok, you know the
yeah,
artists license parts of their songs to go on there, and then they'll get
yeah,
3 or 4 million hits or
yeah.
likes, and that equals success. But we know
That
if we
equals success. Yeah,
yeah, but if we look backwards in time, success is a strong catalog of songs or songs that influenced people, or you know
yeah,
it wasn't about that then. And my
mm,
concern, and I've spoken about this on other podcasts, my concern is that we have nothing but disposable pop stars now, or rock stars, or whatever, that
yeah.
is our generation, the last
It
generation that
is.
will
Yeah.
see
Who's the
rock
next?
gods. Yeah.
Yeah. Who's the next? They ain't going to be another icon. They ain't going to.
No, no, and
You know.
that's my concern. And you know, I think that you should be applauded for going analog. You know, maybe
Yeah.
that's maybe you're going to be on the crest of that wave where everyone goes, ah, sod it, we're all going analog now.
I know. I don't know. It's just like I just think. Right, I put it into perspective. So, like, you remember these old painters like Van
Mm.
Gogh or
Yeah,
whoever?
yeah,
Nobody knew them. They were piss poor and all that. And they
yeah,
painted. They painted one picture. This
yeah,
and I say an artist nowadays. They paint one picture. They
yeah,
put everything into it, and that hangs on someone's wall. And they
yeah,
look at that.
yeah,
That means more to me than anything.
yeah,
So if that one song
hmm,
goes to someone or
yeah,
this album
yeah,
and they use it in that sense,
yeah,
to me means a lot more than 20,000 likes. It's weird, but it
yeah, yeah,
just does.
yeah. Do you think that moving purely in your direction has been better for your mental health as well?
Oh God, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. I had a rough year with my sisters. Both got cancer and stuff,
Oh
and
God, yeah,
yeah, and that took a hit, and then that put a lot of things in perspective. And that it's
yeah,
like,
yeah.
I mean, nothing. It's just your world isn't online. It's here, you know.
Oh,
And I
oh,
just yeah,
absolutely. Couldn't agree with you more. Couldn't agree with
yeah.
you more. Yeah.
So yeah, mental health took a little bit of a shit, like Panda. He did with everyone though, Phil,
Mm,
and
it did. Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know, and especially a creative type. And
Yeah.
but but yeah, we're back on it now. But
Yeah.
my
You're
way,
still
you know.
you're still here, and you're still producing some pretty damn fine tunes.
Yeah, yeah. It's just this. It's time to up the game though, now, mate. Honestly,
Right.
Instead of
Okay.
these 8 bar motifs online, and I made them into a song. I thought, well, that's a cool verse,
Yeah.
and then I just bashed a song out in a night, or
Yeah.
you know, now it's 2 months on one song sort of
Wow.
thing.
you're putting the rest of us to shame, you know.
I don't, and I enjoy it though. It's
Yeah, I know,
like taking this little Polaroid of a camera, and it's like 12 inches from the guitar, and
yeah,
you know what preamp is it, and all that. And
yeah,
it
yeah,
was like, because you remember, like people look at like the Abbey Road like recording studios. How did they
mhm,
record it? Or
yeah,
Fleetwood Mac. How did?
yeah,
And I enjoy them stories, and I
yeah,
want say my kids to read how I did that. You
yeah.
know,
That's great
no,
because
not my fans or people who online. My people that want to know about it.
yeah,
That's yeah.
yeah, because when we look at the old, the olden days, geez, makes me
Yeah.
sound really old. When I was a lad, um, they were far more inventive in the way that they created.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because you know as well as I do that you can plonk a computer in front of you and
Mm.
hit
You're
three
locked in a
keys.
grid, and
Yeah,
yeah.
you hit three keys and create something, and then the software can take over and create something else
Mm.
for you.
Yeah.
Because and then the creativity is lost at that point because you
I,
just
I
become
think it is.
you
Yeah.
become an algorithm then, don't you?
Yeah. You enjoy doing it like that.
Yeah,
Don't get me wrong, and it's cool because that's what I did. I like did 8 bars and then sort of built around it, and then
yeah,
swapped some chords, locked in the grid, and
yeah,
played some guitar over it or whatever, and then. But yeah, they didn't feel like a song, but it felt like learning certain things. But so I'm glad I did it all like
yeah,
that. You know,
yeah, yeah. You must be fairly patient with yourself then, because if you're giving yourself that amount of time
it's
to
been
learn,
harder.
yeah,
It's been harder. Yeah.
yeah,
It's been a bit harder, yeah, sort of like slow it down, you know. No,
mm,
that can be better.
yeah,
And then the next like lyric writing, I spent 2 weeks on these like two verses and just tweaking little bits,
mm,
phrasing, and I'd never have done that before. And I
yeah,
know people do that all the time, don't get me wrong, but
mm,
you know, yeah, I've slowed the roll on things. Let's just put
yeah.
it that way. And
That's good. That's good.
yeah,
Yeah, because I remember a time when you were quite gung ho,
yes,
putting it politely. Right, we're
yeah,
doing these songs, we're doing them in this order, and we're doing them now.
yeah,
And the rest of
yeah,
us stand there going, "Oh bloody hell, Tommy's doing it again."
yeah. And you know, that was my live person, you know,
Yeah,
and I wanted like I think it was the band I was in.
yeah,
They just sort of went with me, and I couldn't find like another band like that in a way,
yeah,
you
yeah,
know. And I was like, no. So I went solo, and
yeah,
then pandemic hit, and then blah blah blah. So yeah, I don't
yeah.
play live anymore, Phil, at
Not
all. I
not
will
at
do.
all. Yeah.
No, my idea is to tour this album on the west coast of Scotland in a van and a
Oh,
camcorder, and
lovely.
you
What
know, something
what a
like
cracking
that.
idea. That is a really good idea. That because you can make a little documentary to go with
Yes,
the album after
and
I don't
chuck
know,
that in the suitcase. Yeah,
yeah, 6 or 12 months, and then that's another part of your legacy to leave your
yeah,
kids. Yeah.
yeah.
So, are your kids looking as though they might follow you musically?
My son likes his synthesizers, and I really do at the moment, you know.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, my son, he puts little works out
Mm.
on under what's the word? Alias as
Yeah.
Blind Orion,
Okay.
and he likes his dark wave synth sort of stuff,
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
stuff like Blade Runner esque
Yeah.
sort of things.
Yeah.
And my daughter just loves music from like real old. She's got an old soul in her music,
Yeah.
you know. So every
Fantastic.
night she listens to an album rather than watch a
Yeah.
series. She'll
Well,
listen to an album, you know,
not wrong with
which
that.
I would,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, yeah,
Yeah. And your missus has got a bit of a singing voice as well, hasn't she?
yeah.
She's
She has, bless her. Yeah,
oh God.
yeah,
Yeah, she's reduced many a grown man to tears when she's got those emotions going.
yeah. She's got an
Yeah,
opera background as our lass, and she taught
yeah,
music.
yeah. She's
Yeah,
a hell of a
and,
singer.
yeah, an incredible woman. I love her to
Yeah,
bits, and
yeah.
yeah. So
Fantastic.
hopefully she might, you know, appear on
Oh, you're
the
writing a.
album.
Well, you better had write a part for her, mate. You can just
I
imagine the
will do,
face if you
yeah.
go, "Oh, is it finished? Where was my
Yeah.
line?"
This first song I've just got you know Bernie Sanders from America.
Mhm. Yeah, yeah,
He
yeah.
he did a campaign and all that. And he had a song, and the hip hop artist who did that I'm working with on the first song, which is called The
Nice.
Broken Road. And
Yeah.
so yeah, so he's gonna like I don't know, it's like I'm 43 and I'm saying this word, spit like 16 bars, you know, on that tune. And
Yeah, yeah,
yeah, so that'll be it's gonna be cool.
yeah. So is there any likelihood of Tommy pulling a U2? and revisiting some of his older songs, do you think?
No, I'm just a weirdo, Phil. They're all dead to me now. You know, this isn't.
Seriously?
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah. I play them, and it sort of reminds me of when I went against my soul.
So it's more about the emotional weight of the songs as
Yeah,
opposed to the actual
yeah,
songs themselves.
yeah,
Yeah, because there were
yeah.
some
I know.
bloody
I
good
mean,
songs there.
I know there is, and I mean, it makes me sound like a fucking mental case, but I'm
No,
not.
it doesn't.
It's just like uh, this art now is the true me. I just felt
Mm.
like I was just like playing a game, you
Yeah.
know,
Okay.
online and all
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah.
And yeah,
Yeah.
and don't worry, it will be going online and all that, and you know, and they will. I'm like I've got a private Instagram account at the moment, and I
Yeah.
just post stuff, and that'll all become public and
Yeah.
stuff, you know. But yeah, I'm not pushing it like, oh, 10 days till album, 9 days, all that crap. And then here's a teaser and all that. I don't know what gives a fuck, really.
Yeah. Well,
Honestly, they don't.
you're keeping the actual construction of the album quite private,
Yes.
as opposed to every 5 minutes going, that's another
Yeah.
4 bars written, or there's another hi hat
Yeah.
on there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can see the
And
appeal of
I felt like I was annoying people doing that as well before, but I
it.
weren't. But people
Well,
like to.
yeah.
It
I
was
don't know.
just
You used to put out quite a few posts, mate. So
yeah, yeah. I was like,
yeah.
fucking, what am I doing?
But
But
it takes a certain strength of mind and character to actually get to
mm,
the point where you were getting, because you even had, like, guitar endorsements from freshmen and things like that,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
to say this isn't right.
It isn't
You could have kept on cracking that whip, and
easy.
you could have
Yeah,
gone on and earned, quite a lot of money and quite a lot of
yeah.
standing.
My first
Um,
song I released, it was #1 and all that, and
yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
But
it takes a lot of that.
yeah.
But if you're doing it to be true to yourself,
But it ain't
and
me, Phil. You know,
yeah,
it
yeah,
ain't me.
yeah, and this podcast in its entirety is about,
Mm,
how we deal with the highs and lows, how we deal with the creative process,
yeah,
and if your creative process is being completely truncated by the fact that
yeah.
it's not you doing it, then there's nothing better than turning that
Mm.
around on its head. And yeah,
Like when I used to put these posts out, I always felt like, well, people think I'm just wanting to do it for like. It's not. I was like,
yeah,
generally just want to like say, oh, you know, I don't know, have a conversation, or I was like using like say Facebook for the wrong reason. It worked to promote myself. It was just to
yeah,
say, oh, you know, and then someone goes, oh, how are you doing that, or how are you doing? But it don't work like that in the work in on
yeah,
Facebook, you know.
yeah.
So yeah, it's just yeah, I weren't doing it for like even me. It was just like, you know, I don't know. It's just shit on there. But I've started like a group where you're on it, aren't you, Phil?
Yeah, yeah,
Music and
yeah, yeah,
music. And
yeah,
I just sort of like doing having a conversation with people who, you
yeah.
know, I'd rather you know,
Yeah, and we've
do
had a
that.
good couple of laughs on there, because
Yeah.
that's been somewhere where you can share some
Mm.
things that maybe people might poke fun at you for, and
Yeah.
or they don't understand why you have that way of thinking, or
Yeah.
why you like that song. So it's a good thing. It
Yeah.
really is. Yeah.
And there's only like people say there's only good and bad music, and that's true, but it's all art, isn't it? It's all
Oh,
art,
totally, totally.
you know.
I've always said there's no such thing as a bad song. There might be a bad rendition of it.
Or you don't like it personally,
Yeah,
or you
yeah,
know,
but it
but
doesn't make it
you
a
know,
bad song, does it?
no,
Some of
you
them
know,
don't have much merit,
no. I
but
mean,
it,
stuff I'll slag off is like if they're like jumping on a bandwagon and they don't,
yeah,
you know, that shit fucking pisses me off.
I
Or
know.
they're pretending to be,
Yeah,
you know, I hate that. But that's
yeah,
about it.
yeah.
And then,
Crazy. So with you getting more of a focus on what you want to do, is that changing how you're listening to other people's music? Has it made you go off some artists and appreciate other artists more, or
no, I ain't changed like that.
right?
No. Um, it's like I'll always like listen to a certain. I'll get back into David Bowie for 3 weeks. Or
Yeah,
I've
yeah,
always
yeah.
been like that since I was 10 years old,
Oh,
and
okay,
you know, um, and that hasn't changed at all. It's just the process of me making the art has like slowed down in a way,
Yeah,
um, and not being online or just a different way of doing it.
yeah.
That's all. But yeah, the music in me hasn't like changed or
Yeah.
or stuff. I think that was the question.
It was, mate. Yeah.
Yeah,
You hit the nail on the head. Yeah.
yeah,
That's really good. So just talking about your creative process then,
yeah,
if we just push the working in motifs to one side for a minute,
yeah.
because that's not how you're working now. What is
No,
where do you start? You know, are you starting with a chord structure, a few words, a bass line? Where does it all start for you?
what could be anything, any of them
All right.
above. This song's mostly written on acoustic guitar first, so
Okay.
I can take it out live, and then I build a track around that. Like the first song, "The Broken Road,"
Yeah.
started off on acoustic,
Yeah.
um, and that's evolved into having Tony Tigg on the MC, the hip hop bit. So
Yeah.
it's
Yeah. Yeah.
got a lot of sampled jazz beats, and I've made the drums, and then
Nice.
I've scratched over it. So that it comes from acoustic guitar,
Yeah.
I'd say, and I sit there with a chord pattern
Mhm.
and I mumble like bullshit out, really.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Get a melody going,
Yeah.
and I always have an idea of what the song wants to be about
Mm.
and where I want to get to and things.
Yeah.
And it's like before as well when I was writing a song, I'd think, right, well, this needs a pre-chorus and this
Yeah.
needs a why does it? It doesn't.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm just very more laid back like that as now. But yeah, it
That.
starts on acoustic, Phil, and
Yeah.
it goes from there into a rock tune, hip hop tune, even a dance
Yeah.
tune. So
Fantastic. I love the fact that you are pretty much free of those constraints now.
no, it's nice. But
Yeah.
people think I think a lot of people, which I don't give a shit about, but
Yeah.
like what they think I've had a meltdown or something. I am. It's just like I'm not carrying on like this for another 20 years. There's no point to me
Yeah.
for my art at all. It's
Yeah,
just
life is too short because you're not just a musician. You're a father. You're a
yeah.
husband. You've got your restaurant as well, and there's lots of things that need your attention. And the more energy you waste
Mm,
on doing things you don't need to do, the
yeah.
less you can spend on the things you need to do.
And I don't ever put out that public stuff like that. 'Cause people used to say, we don't put many pictures of your kids online. I was like, well, that's because it's my time.
Yeah, totally. Yeah,
It's always about music and that's okay. That's what I used to get. You know what I mean?
you can't
Like,
win,
I'm just
can you?
it's like, well, people put the pictures of the Sunday dinner on or playing golf and that. This is my hobby.
Look at these
So
Brussels sprouts; they were
yeah,
great.
it's just like fuck this shit. It's a load of
Yeah,
shit.
I
It's,
know.
it's an absolute load of bollocks. Like, but that's why I put my last post on and that. It's like,
Yeah.
and I tagging my wife in the next room, and I'm thinking, what am I doing? It's just what a stupid. So I'm gonna make this album and I'm gonna put it out, but I don't know how to put it out yet. Maybe you can help me, Phil, with that.
Yeah,
But
yeah, absolutely. When you're ready, come back on.
yeah, I
We'll
think I'd
put
like to go old school and just go to radio, or you
well
know,
go hand pressing door to door.
yeah. I think
Yeah.
no, I think I'll send the songs to radio by online and things like that,
Right.
but
Yeah.
and then send some songs out to people, like yeah. Like out of the back of I used to sell cassette like mixtapes out the back
Out the
of a
back of the
car,
car.
and
Yeah.
yeah, I fucking love them days. And then
I
you'd go
know.
the next day and they go, "Oh, that was wicked, man!" And
Yeah.
that's the feeling I miss.
Yeah. That's the problem with the digitization of everything. It makes the world so
Yeah,
much smaller.
mm,
Yeah. So there's
yeah.
no need for selling CDs, tapes at the back of your van because you can just download it
I
and
know. Yeah,
take
I
it.
know. It's the world we live in. I'm not thick.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just it doesn't work for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah. What was I going to say then? Oh yeah, the Spotify thing. I've been on and off Spotify as many times as you can fucking have hot dinners.
And you don't like Apple, do you?
I fucking hate Apple. Yeah. It's like a Tory is the Apple.
Oh my god, sorry, I nearly died then. Oh my god.
I do though. They're just
Yeah.
a company, all that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're
So
in it they're in it for the money.
I put spot. Oh, people. Well, how do I get heard? Then I think to myself, don't be
Yeah.
stupid, Tom. You've
Yeah.
got to like So I put it on Spotify, and then it's on Spotify, and I fucking hate being on Spotify.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
because you just get these. I wish to just have this stupid non-follower bit. Oh,
Yeah, because
I've got to find a platform. I think
yeah.
that's
It's crazy, isn't it? Because you put it on there and you don't want to worry about likes and listens and downloads,
no,
but you
and
find
that's
yourself
all.
looking at it because it's
Yeah,
all based around that.
yeah. Oh, some streams. Oh, it's got an
Yeah,
arrow facing the other way under
yeah,
1,000 and all. I don't want to see a song like that. You know.
yeah. If
Yeah.
only there was a platform out there that provided that.
Mm,
There's I don't know of one. Maybe somebody out there
yeah.
who's
But
got far better skill.
I think I said to you. Sorry for butting in, Phil.
No, go on, you're right.
I said to you, I think I'll just do a website and guide people to that to
Yeah,
listen to it.
yeah.
You
I think
know, and that's it.
that's very very doable, and I think that's
Yeah, and
there's
then it generally feels like if someone wants to come to that website
yeah
and listen to it,
yeah
they want to do that. They've
yes
either heard it on the radio. I can easily say, well, go to tommy.com or, whatever. And they go there. And I
yeah
think that's better for me,
yeah yeah.
I'm just a fucking weirdo, Phil. Told you.
I'm not going to agree with you because I think it's refreshing that we get somebody who isn't fully engaged with the system that wants to
I hate
change
the
something
system.
about
I
it.
hate it. I've hated it
Yeah,
all my life.
I know,
Yeah,
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 yeah. But it's good that you are, even at
yeah,
43 years old, going, it's still not for me. Thank you very much.
yeah,
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 which is great.
yeah.
It's more power to you, mate. Because
I mean, the first line on that, you got the exclusive here. The first line
oh,
on the album is "Everyone's an outlaw until they have to do outlaw shit," and it's true.
brilliant, brilliant. I like that. Yeah,
You know,
and very, very true as well. If you're big enough to do the crime, be big enough to do the time.
yeah, and
Yeah,
yeah, it's just like, and it's not being a bad person. It's standing up to you know everything that's wrong in the world, and that
yeah,
truly believe in that. I really
yeah, yeah,
do.
yeah.
Yeah,
Right, right. So let's move forward 12 months.
yeah,
Okay, and the album's done.
yeah.
Okay.
Could be 24 months, but yeah, go on. Mm.
What do you think you'll do after you've got this out of your system?
Uh, I don't know, because the journey is great. I love it.
Yeah.
It's not the destination. It's like the making of the album is the fun bit.
Right. Okay.
So it
Yeah.
might take 3 or 4 years. I don't know.
Yeah. Wow.
And then I might listen to it and then think, shit, it's shit.
Oh.
Start again. Yeah, but I
Yeah.
enjoy that.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So once it's perfection, and I can leave. It's like that legacy thing, and yeah.
Yeah.
So, but if I get it finished and I'm happy with it, I'll
Yeah.
do another one, Phil. It'll be
Right.
simpler. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have you ever done that trick that I've done a couple of times where you've written a song, recorded it, done the whole
Mm,
thing, kit and
mm.
caboodle, and then played it to somebody and gone, "Oh, you've just re-recorded XYZ by ABC."
Oh, right. Yeah.
And you listen back to it and you go, "Oh God, it is, isn't it?" Yeah.
Yeah. Well, all the best notes and riffs are taken.
Oh,
You're
they
fine.
are, aren't they? God.
You know. Yeah, I start writing a riff and go, fucking hell, that's what is it? And I don't, it's only subconsciously, but it's still you're
Yeah.
inspired by as well, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah,
You
yeah,
know?
yeah. It's what
Is that what you sort of meaning?
I do, yeah, because I remember years and years and years and years ago, I thought I'd written a cracker, and it turned out to be
Oh yeah.
"Road to Nowhere" by Talking Heads. And I thought
Fucking
I'd
hell.
written something original, and then spent days and days and days on it, and then played it back to myself one day and went, "Oh, for God's sake,
Yeah.
I've wasted all that time."
I've done that with a lyric melody. I thought
Yeah,
this is absolutely gorgeous. And
yeah,
I even said in car to Lauren, my
yeah.
wife, "Oh, listen to this." And she's, "I think I've heard that before." I mean, so I put it into, and it was exactly the same way sung, everything, and the
Yeah.
same words.
Yeah.
Like, what is that about? So accidents happen.
They do, they
So,
do.
some people
Yeah.
will just fucking go release it and go to court and all that, won't they? But I'm
Oh,
just
yeah.
like, oh no, I can't go there now.
Yeah,
You
because
know.
even going to court is publicity for them, isn't it?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Which is
Yeah.
likes and shares and
Yeah, yeah.
that whole digital malarkey again. Yeah.
Yeah,
God.
yeah.
So
Mr. Media.
so with not playing live, then do you? I know you're doing some work with
Mm.
the guy over in the States, but do you miss that interface with live musicians?
Um, I was getting tired of it a bit anyway because it was a lot playing to drunks and that at the bar. So I think I had done my time playing live. I think I've
Yeah.
done 30 odd years, 30
Yeah.
years of it. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, 29 years playing live.
Wow.
But I miss it. But I will tour this album, like I said.
Mm.
And I want it to be in little quirky places and
Yeah.
whatever. And like, I don't want to just go like down to we have a pub across the road called the Imps. I just don't want to go over there and
Yeah.
set a stool up, set a PA up, play. Nobody gives a shit. And
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
I'll figure that out. I do miss it, yeah, but I don't. In a way, I enjoy being a recording artist now. I do.
Yeah.
You know, just in the studio and it lasts longer. But I do know I have to play live to gain. You know, that's what it's about, to gain people. You know, I like that.
Yeah.
You know, and then they come and talk to you and all that. You know, I'm not naive. You
Yeah,
know,
and I think if you maintain the quality that you've had in the past, even though you might not have been happy with the output, I think you'll be gathering new fans before you know it. You know.
yeah, I think I just have to go quiet for 6 months and just
Yeah.
you know let everybody forget. You know, and all these posts are like, 30 seconds of this, 30 seconds, you know, just let it die off, and then just grow again. And then in a year's time, then, you know, that's it, right? An album's it'll have more impact as well, you know, playing in that world, you know, it will have a more impact.
And this is a great time to have a little clip from Came From the Swamp from Tommy Taylor. A couple of left field questions for you. Okay, so you wake up one morning and in the newspapers it says major Hollywood movie to be made of Tommy's life story. Who's playing you?
I don't. Keanu Reeves, I think.
Keanu Reeves, hey, good call. Yeah, I could actually see that.
I like his soul.
Yeah,
He's a cool dude.
Okay. If you had to swap places with any musician, okay, so the genie's come down and said, you can't be this anymore. You need to be somebody else. Who would you be?
Living or dead?
Let's stick it to living because dead gets a bit obvious.
So working now?
Yeah.
And you take their place?
Yeah.
Probably a guy called Kip Moore.
Kip Moore, okay. That's a new one to me, that.
Yeah, check him out. It's cool. He sort of, does what he wants and rides the I'm famous, but I'm not. You know? Good artist, country artist with a bit of rock and roll in him. Yeah. Or someone like, I don't know, Steel Panther, something.
Yeah. So you can still party a little bit at the same time.
That's it.
Yeah. You got to get a little bit of that in. And the last silly question, you've got to write your own headstone. What do you write on it?
Fuck the system.
Here lies Tommy.
As long as you put two fingers up to him, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, brilliant. Yeah. So I'm really looking forward to seeing, or to being lucky enough to follow you on this journey, because it is.
Thank you. I'm lucky enough to know you, Phil.
Thanks, mate.
You're a good man.
Thank you. That's really kind of you. Thank you. But it's really good to see the real you coming out now.
Yes,
that's really, really good. And and as a friend, and I'm sure your other mates are seeing the same thing. It's very rewarding for us.
It is.
Yeah, because we watch you doing what you want to do, and that's
it. Yeah.
That means everything to us.
You're not living a lie. Yeah.
No, and you're lucky you're in a position where you don't have to kind of like constrict yourself at all. You know, you can just go and do it. You don't forget those that you need to be compassionate to or caring about, but at the same time.
And like I say, I'm on these groups. If you want to talk to me and all that, I'm still Tommy. You know, it's just I've just come off there, Phil. That's just basically the be all and end all of it. And I fucking hate the system, and I'll do it my way, and I'll try to, and that, you know. And And I just want like musicians to know, just remember when you first fell in love with music, you enjoyed a little chord change, or
Yeah.
oh, I love it when it goes to a minor, or I love this little fill, or
Yeah.
it's all about what moved you. It's all about the music. Don't ever fucking forget that, ever.
I
You know,
love that. I love that.
you know,
And that's the thing to do, is to have that playlist in your head of the songs that
yeah,
inspired you, and
yeah.
reference them. Go back. Don't steal them. Don't
No,
rip them off.
no, I'll always be influenced,
Yeah,
always.
reference.
Yeah,
And that's the great thing about having a love and a passion about music, is that
mm.
you do that naturally, and
Yeah.
that's
Because I've been listening to a lot of Beatles at the moment,
yeah,
and that's inspired me on certain weird songs at the moment. So
yeah.
don't ever like feel guilty about like that, you know.
Yeah, yeah. We both admitted to coming to the Beatles quite late in life, didn't we, the other day?
Yes, yeah, yeah. Because I didn't understand them. I thought it's like, oh, that's who my mum and dad were into, and
Yeah.
they were like the boy band of the '60s. They
Oh,
totally were. They revolutionized everything.
absolutely. Yeah.
You know.
Mine was that was the only music in the house. So,
Yeah,
being a late 70s kid, in the
that's
punk
it.
era, I just said, well, I'm
Yeah,
not listening to that. I'm going to listen to my own stuff.
yeah,
But yeah,
yeah.
it's truly great. God. Well, as always, it's been an absolute pleasure talking to you.
Oh, you too, Phil.
Yeah,
Yeah, like I say, I'm always here for
yeah,
anyone. If
yeah,
anyone, even anyone who wants to work or work
yeah,
together, like
yeah,
I'll produce the music.
yeah.
I'll do it for now. It's the
Okay,
music, man.
okay.
Just
As you're digitally hiding,
yeah,
should we get people to contact you through the podcast?
yeah. Through
Yeah.
that, yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
So if anybody wants to hit Tommy up to do some work, some collaborations,
yeah. That's
um,
it.
drop me an email here at show@mondostreet.co.uk, and then
And
I'll act as the middleman and take 10%.
yeah, you can join our little music group. I am
Yeah,
online on there.
yeah,
You know, if you
that's
want to come there,
brilliant.
and we'll invite you to that. We just
Yeah,
have conversations about random music, don't
yeah,
we? And
we do, and it's really good.
what gigs we're going to and
Yep.
whatever.
Yeah. And when you're ready, when the album's done, or
Yeah.
at a point when you want to talk about it more or
We'll
play it
conquer the
more,
world. Yeah,
like Pinky and the Brain. Yeah, we will conquer the world. Yeah, but come back on, mate, when you're ready,
of
and
course I will, Phil. Yeah.
we shall do more of it. We
All
really
right,
will.
mate.
Yeah. So,
All right.
Tommy, thank you very much,
All
sir.
right. Stay cool. Bye.
Cheers, buddy. Bye bye. Thank you for listening to this episode. Thank you to our guest. As always, please like, share, and subscribe. Feel free to hit us up on any of the socials. And our website is www.mondostreet.co.uk. Looking forward to seeing you again on our next episode. Bye.